They're working out their world of like, oh, if we go over to this part of our world, we are fed by the special one. We used to be little ants, and now we're just dickheads that record a podcast. Yeah,
we're just a couple of business anchors. Welcome to the Business Anchors podcast. This jingle is slightly too long. This jingle is slightly too long.
Welcome to episode 31 of the Business Anchors podcast, the show where two business owners discuss the weird and wonderful world of business. And sometimes we don't even do that. Today we're discussing the fact that we're living in a simulation and how life is meaningless. Oh, can you say meaningless?
I didn't know meaningless was two words.
Our life is meaningless. Yeah, I would repeat that, but life's meaningless, so it's not worth the effort.
Why is life meaningless though? That's not very positive.
Well, because we're in a simulation. We're basically just someone's computer game. you know those. Have you ever played Worms?
Oh, that was such a good game.
We're just those little worms wandering around, occasionally shooting bazookas at each other and going whee.
They're the noise. We used to play that. That was
actually a great game. I bet it's.
I don't want to play that now.
I bet it's a phone app. Oh, if that's a phone app, that would. Barney's nodding. It's a phone app.
Oh, can we download that?
That's my. Oh god, that's my afternoon gone. Okay.
The simulations decided that for you.
Yeah. Cheers, player 3. There's probably some confused listeners already. So anyway,
if you haven't played Worms before on PlayStation, and if you don't get what a simulation,
how did we start talking about living in a simulation? So you said to me, I was watching this documentary called The Matrix, and I said to you, it's a film, mate.
No, I've been watching The Matrix the last 3 nights. Chris and I have been watching the first and the second Matrix, and then we're watching the third one tonight. I was basically just talking to you about it, and we got talking about, imagine if that was actually real. Imagine if this was all a simulation and there was robots controlling us. And then we were sort of like, it actually could be. Like, how would we not know?
Yeah. Because I think at first, like, because I've had a few of these conversations. I like to think I'm quite open-minded, bit quirky. And I'm really open to lots of things. And I think there's worms in my garden. Actually, there's worms in my wormery, right? And all this makes me sound like a horrible slave trader. But all their lives, they've just seen the inside of my wormery.
Yeah.
So their whole world is this little black bin, basically,
where
occasionally the God drops some veg in and food scraps.
Well, and they're probably a massive tash.
They're probably in there going, "Oh, the God of Mario is bringing us our. Oh, it must have been well behaved." And obviously, if they do have this intelligence, and they're working out their world of like, oh, if we go over to this part of our world, we are fed by the special one. And they have no idea that anything else exists. So I think surely we'd be stupid to think we know like everything.
What if they were controlling you though? And you didn't know? They were like in charge of you. You think those worms, that's their life. Yeah. But imagine they might be having conversations.
Because we don't know. So maybe they have got the best technology ever. And there's like this invisible.
We pretend we're these little wiggly things.
We'll just be in here, just wiggling around. Actually controlling his whole life. What an idiot. Oh, let's make him talk about us on his podcast.
But it sounds that you're making it sound a bit ridiculous now. But when you actually think about, imagine if, how would we know that this isn't a simulation? How would we know that we're not part of something being controlled by some external? I don't know. And watching The Matrix made me think. I'm not like one of those people. Oh, we're in a weird world, but I think it does make you think. We don't know. All we know is what we've, or the environment that we've been born into. We only know what we know.
Because I do think it's ridiculous that we look back in history and we kind of laugh like they thought the world was flat. Oh God, that's ridiculous, isn't it? Oh my God, they couldn't even work out electricity.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, we just think, but obviously we know everything now.
Yeah.
It's like this. Surely, if we're laughing about,
There must be planets and life forms that are 10 million years ahead of us.
yeah, I think, but I don't even think necessarily like, oh yeah, these other life forms and stuff. I just think we don't even know what these other things that are part of our world or life are, because we haven't discovered anything so we have any understanding of it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Kind of.
As in, we don't even know. Like we're just saying, because
Random
based on
stuff.
what we've been sort of influenced by, we think, oh, other planets, other life forms, but it might just be like other noises in the world that like have.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Each flower, each smell of a flower could be you inhaling a whole world, which then.
Yeah. Well, this one smells nice.
Yeah. Yeah, because we think, we laugh at people, or I say we laugh at it. It's not like every day I just go, God, can you imagine those people that didn't know the world was round years ago? But it sounds ridiculous. But then people look back on us and be like, oh, can you believe they didn't know that when you shout at water and then rub tuna on it for 30 seconds, it creates the most powerful fuel available on Earth?
You tried it?
I haven't. That's what I mean. I don't reckon anyone's ever shouted at water and then rubbed tuna in it.
That's one to try at home, guys.
Yeah.
Have you seen Rick and Morty?
No.
I'm not going to talk about it much, but...
Cool. Moving on.
No, it's not much. It's just, if you haven't seen it, it's like a granddad who travels the world and there's aliens and stuff. It's on Netflix. You should watch it.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you think there's... What do you actually think? Do you think we're in a simulation, or are you open to the fact we could be? Or do you think it's a load of BS?
No. I 100% think it's a possibility. Because, say, PlayStation games, right?
Yeah. Or Xbox. Don't be...
I'm not...
or Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Your friend Johnny used to have Dreamcast.
All other consoles are available. If you think, like, in the last 50... when was the Atari and stuff like that? I don't know. Anyway, 50 years.
Yeah.
Computer games have gone from... that, what's the one called where the line just goes across it?
It's not like
Pong.
Pong, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it's gone from that
Space
to now. I mean,
Space Invaders. That's
people play games on VR, and you've seen the videos online where people believe it so much they step off a ledge and they literally like headbutt the wall because it's so believable. So if we, like, our civilization can...
We're at this point now.
Get the things where people can put a headset on and it's believable to them in 50 years. In 2,000 years, it's realistic to think that we could, like, this whole thing could be a simulation and we'd believe it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely a possibility. Why?
I was really surprised when you said that when we went on our walk this morning.
Why? Do you think I'm boring? So I just think...
No.
Yeah,
I just think you're quite a logical thinker, and I think it sounds mental when you speak about it.
Yeah, but I do think there's logic to it. I mean, if you forget your kind of preconceived, what we're all taught and everything, and the norm, there is logic to the fact, like just purely that. If you develop a computer game and technology for 50 years, you'll get to this point. If you do it for 2,000 years, you'll get to this point. So 100%, you could create a simulation that's lifelike if you have long enough.
Because you could have like a chip in your brain that connects to your brain.
I just wonder as well, like if this is part of a simulation, are we just a game for people? So there's some guy just playing, going, "What I've done here, I've made him think they're in a simulation, and then I'm going to make him talk about it in his podcast. But this civilization doesn't really. They just laugh at people that speak about stuff like this, so he's going to sound like a right dickhead. Or are we? Is there like this civilization that's trying to work out the best way to
live, so that we're
move
testing
forward and stuff? So they've got like a million different tests of like, we gave these life forms 2 eyes. and we just made them really greedy.
Great mustaches.
Between their legs, I tell you what I put there. I just put this. Half of them, I've put this thing, and half of them, I've put this. Have a look at that. Oh, why does it look like that? I don't know.
It does remind me of The Sims. You used to play The Sims.
Yeah. See, that's if it is a game, they're probably having a right laugh.
Yeah.
Going, God, they don't even know. They're basically playing our game that we're playing with them.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I'm thinking, Dan, the more we have this conversation, I think our listeners, probably half of them will just be like, what a weird episode. Like, why do they even think things like that are even a possibility?
Yeah.
And half of them will be like,
yeah.
Oh, this has opened my eyes. Yeah. Oh, open my.
Yeah.
Oh, can't even say open my eyes.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe different things. But just so we're clear, listeners, I think everything we've said probably isn't true. But I think.
But you do think the world's flat?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Without a doubt. I mean, if it wasn't, Australians would just fall off, wouldn't they? So yeah, it's just logic. You know?
Yeah. Would you, if you knew this is so? Let's say after this episode, the simulators sort of realise that we've sussed it, and they're like, oh, you know, they found it out.
Oh, yeah, we found the two most intelligent life forms from that simulation.
And they sort of tonight in our dreams, they sort of say, "Oh, by the way, it was right. It is real."
Yeah. Is that how they talk?
No, it's a different language.
And they wiggle their fingers like you're doing it as well.
Yeah.
Ooh, by the way.
If they said that,
yeah,
would you live your life differently? I reckon you wouldn't be able to handle it mentally, and you just like would go sit in a room somewhere and rock.
I'd fall into a horrific mental state probably.
We're in a
I'm always so close to that anyway. So, but I think because I think some people would be like, oh, would you just go around like murdering people because you know it's not real? It's like, well, no, because I know how realistic it feels, so I'd still be.
Yeah, that's like Westworld. That's another series on Now TV. You must have seen that.
No.
Where they make fake worlds and people go there and murder people.
No.
It's actually really good. I was going to say.
They go there and murder?
Just Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, no.
You've got Now TV. Yeah, genuinely, it's really good.
Oh. Have you seen Rick and Morty? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd live. But it'd be a struggle to live knowing that and knowing everyone else doesn't know that. Like, would you... I reckon you could become one of those people like... we're in a simulation, and everyone looks at you like he's mental. Yeah,
they do say that though, don't they?
Lloyd's gone downhill a bit.
It may be some of these weird what's seen as weird conspiracies and stuff. Some of them might actually be true, but obviously in society, if people have
you got abducted by an alien.
People have worked something out. Yeah, they just seem crazy. Because if you were aliens, you could just abduct people, put them back, and maybe you'd have a conversation like, "Well, why don't you tell everyone?" And the other one would be like. Well, yeah, but they won't believe him. They'll just think he's absolutely mental.
I was abducted.
Yeah. Look at what happens. Yeah. I've just been abducted by aliens. All right, mate. Let's have a glass of water. Sit down.
Yeah. Get away.
Let's call this number and get you checked in.
Yeah, it's a strange one.
So, do you think you'd act differently if?
Yeah, I'll just kill everyone.
Would you? Yeah. I think you just do the things you always want to do. And you just can't.
No, what would I do? I think it'd be weird.
Because nothing would change, really, would it?
Because we don't know.
We don't know why we're here now, though, or like who, if something made us. Or, what?
Big Bang.
Big Ben.
Big Bang.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Big Ben.
Big Ben, my mate.
No, but then we don't know that's real, do we? We don't.
Yeah, no. I don't think we actually. I think the Big Bang happened, but I don't think we know it's real because there's so much we don't understand. We've got an understanding of some things, but there's so much we don't understand. I doubt. I don't know.
Yeah.
God, this is a weird episode.
But I think
businesses.
So if you knew you lived in a simulation, how would you change what you're doing in this business, Lloyd? Business things.
That's boring, isn't it?
Simulated business things.
On to something else, business anchorsy though.
Go on.
Was it the last episode or the episode before? I said send us review the podcast and mention the word Gary, and we'll our favourite one. We'll send Gary V.
You've spent all night looking through them, haven't you?
Yeah, there was 3 reviews. What was that? 3,000? No, 3. So my favourite one, I loved all 300 of them, but my favourite one was a guy called, weird name, B28STU.
He's part of the simulation.
Yeah, probably. I imagine maybe it's someone called Stuart. Maybe he's 28. Maybe likes the letter B. But whoever you are. Oh, actually, I was going to say get in contact with us with your book, but anyone could do that because.
How do we know it's him?
Interesting. I trust our audience that only B28 Stu will get in touch with us with his address and his Gary V book he wants. But yeah, contact one of us. B28 Stu. And if you contact Dan, he'll respond to you within 24 hours. If you contact me, I'll get back to you within the next couple of years. So, and we'll sort that for you.
Best to get in touch with me.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you very much for your reviews, guys. All 300 of you. They were brilliant. Oh, did I say 300? Oh, it's my mistake.
3.
So you're going to watch the final Matrix.
Oh, yeah. Because it's Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolution.
I don't think I've seen that. Have you seen it
before?
They're
on Prime. You've got Prime.
Have you seen it before?
I think I've seen all of them, but I didn't get it when I watched it.
Because you're a bit stupid.
Yeah.
I
don't think I quite understood.
Okay.
But do you remember that it's all the really far-fetched? Do you like far-fetched films? It's like someone's running and they jump and kick 20 times.
I'd say far-fetched isn't my favourite.
Okay. No, it's not normally mine, but I think...
Sounds like it is, mate.
It's just what the simulation made me do, mate.
Yeah, don't start doing weird stuff and saying, oh, it's a simulation.
Yeah. That Knowlton company shut down in the end because...
So, final thought. If we're not in a simulation, what is life then? Still meaningless? Or?
We're just...
Why does this life exist?
Organisms that have... Ooh. I almost said something else there. That have evolved over years. We used to be little ants and stuff, and then...
Makes no sense. Yeah, you're right. That's the most likely thing. We used to be little ants, and now we're just dickheads that record a podcast. Yeah.
Cool. So what is the meaning of life, Lloyd? Sorry, obviously you've got the actual answer. Sorry about that. Stupid me. Go
on. The meaning of life. Well,
how was it started?
How did it start?
Yeah, how did we get?
Well, there was a lady and a man, and they really loved each other.
Where did they come from?
And they did a special cuddle.
Where did they come from? Where did they come from?
Another lady and man did a special cuddle.
But where did they come from?
Yeah, all right. You got me. I remember reading a book.
Oh no, I know exactly what you're going to say.
I missed my sex education in year 5 at school because I had my tonsils out or something.
Yeah.
So they sent me home with some videos and some books.
Never read them.
Never read them. Still don't have it. But it was exactly like when a man and a lady love each other. And there was a section. Have I spoken this? Have I said this
embarrassing
before? There was a whole page on a section called embarrassing erections. It said, sometimes if you're sitting on a bus, the vibrations from the seat will cause...
Lloyd was reading it while sitting on a bus.
Yeah. That's why I've got one, officer. Okay, I think on that note we should end this. Just so you know, guys, obviously Business Anchors podcast is normally about business and stuff, but because you're in a simulation, this is just a weird thing to test you that's been put in there.
Yeah.
To see if you wake up to the real world.
Yeah.
Cool. End podcast.